States is also set to impose a 5% tax on remittances sent by immigrants, a move that could impact non-resident Indians, or NRIs as we call them, who send money back home. Now, this development depicts a significant shift in US tax policy, especially for foreign workers who regularly send money to their families abroad. Now, this proposed tax aims to generate additional revenue, but critics argue it will burden hardworking diaspora communities. So what does this mean for NRIs and their families in India? Sumit is joining us with all those details.
Oh, well, there are towns in India, especially in Punjab and Gujarat, that are dependent on this remittance money. For them, it's going to be a big loss. But on the other hand, the people who send the money, they're also, in a way, going to give this money as a tax, 5% tax for the services in US only, the border services, border state services, but they are going to be penalized. But it's going to be there for non-citizen, and it's a proposal currently, and it was tabled on May 12th. So India, if we look at the remittances that come from US, are worth $83 billion annually. So on that, the 5% tax will be a huge amount. For every 1 lakh rupees spent, sent back home, 5,000 rupees to be given to US government. So that had not happened earlier. So clearly it's not a good news for all those that are sending money abroad. But we are learning from the sources, it is not going to be for the people, for the legal citizens of the US, but maybe the non-citizen or certain category. Well, that certain category has to be drawn out, and we are waiting for that clearance.
Thanks, Sumit. Staying on this development, we caught up with a whole host of experts to decode this development. Let's listen in what they had to say.
You must also understand that this is not really about policy, it's more about politics. And so he wants to convey the message that he's taking care of America first. Ditto with that Apple thing also. Apple CEO is not going to do what Trump wants him to do. Apple CEO is going to do what is good for Apple's shareholders. And so a lot of this is talk. It's not going to happen. But that is the Trumpian world. You know, there is a lot of talk, and that's the way it is.
Actually, there are a lot of immigrants that do not have papers who are paying tax already. And so this is, in essence, a double tax. And the consequences for places, not only India, but Mexico, Guatemala, people who are sending money home are devastating. And so the result is that you would have more pressure for people to come illegally to the United States. And I would point out that there are many ways to get around this kind of proposal. Instead of promoting transparency, what it does is drive people to other means of paying, such as cryptocurrency, which is a way in which the president and his family are enriching themselves through their own cryptocurrency approaches. So this is one of those policy proposals of the Trump administration, which follows just throw everything against the wall and see what sticks, but has a broad appeal, unfortunately, to the MAGA base, which is basically not in favor of the kind of interaction you need to build peace and prosperity.
Any kind of tax you can say is stealing money. So this is obviously an additional tax. I think the bigger issue, I mean, we suppose that instead of a remittance tax, they impose a additional tax on non-citizens, on the incomes that are earned in the US. Maybe that, I'm not saying that's a good thing, but that at least has the advantage of not removing the grease of the economy, because free flow of remittances is a thing that is, so many countries depend on it, obviously after they pay tax in their host country. So if the host country thinks that they want to charge more, then maybe on the incomes that are earned, they should charge more. Maybe. I'm not recommending it. I'm saying that is the better way, instead of, making the transactions more difficult,